Have you ever brought your magic to Walt Disney World like, hey, we came to play? Did you tip your tiara to a Creole princess or get goofy officially? When we come through, it's true magic, because we came to play at Walt Disney World Resort.
Hey, I'm Mark Goodman.
And I'm Alan Light.
On today's podcast, in celebration of International Guitar Month, Pete Townsend of The Who will join us.
Pete went deep with us into his relationship with the guitar and with music in general, the new Broadway version of Tommy. He clarified the status and the future of The Who, and much, much more.
Sound Up with Mark Goodman and Alan Light, the only music podcast that matters. Get it on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
They're all personal,
right.
You know. I mean, so and in different ways. I think when I started writing certain songs, early on, I was like, I don't want to write personal songs. There's too many people that are doing stuff about interpersonal relationships and stuff like that, and I had to just trust that that if I wrote songs that were truly representing what I was thinking and feeling, if I was not closing myself off to writing about certain things and writing about certain thoughts, and if I was aware of things that were going on in my mind, that if I wrote about things that had to do with interpersonal relationships, my politics would come out in them. So Wear Clean Draws is an example. That's a song to my daughter. And the truth is that when we are thinking about interpersonal ideas, we're thinking about that with in relationship to our thoughts about the world, how we think the world works, who we think we are, all those sorts of things. So that comes out in the lyrics. So there's Wear Clean Draws. Now Later is a true story that it's personal enough to where I can't perform it, because it's about some crazy issue that I went through.
Right.
And it would just feel like it's, being trite to like do, perform it on stage.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Pick a Bigger Weapon is about a crazy relationship I was in, actually. So it's music that is both, that is talking about my ideas about the world while talking about this crazy relationship that I was in at the time, and that, had really messed up elements to it. And I related that to, so most of those songs on there are even the ones that, so of course we got Laugh, Love, Up. That's about real personal situations. There's I Just Want to Lay Around All Day in Bed with You. There's all of these things. Some of those are songs that sound like they're just talking about macro ideas about the world, but it's really talking about interpersonal relationships.
Oh, wow.
On this latest album, there's some obvious ones. My Murder, My Love is a breakup song, but it has to do with, my ideas about what I thought was messed up in the relationship. I related to my ideas about how I think people should be in the world, and why do I think people should be that way in the world. That has to do with my ideas on what we need to do to change things, right? So that's what I'm saying is if you're open to the ideas that are going on in your head and thinking about those things and analyzing why you feel those ways, and then your music, no matter what you're talking about, is going to represent your worldview.
Hey, I'm Mark Goodman.
And I'm Alan Light.
On today's podcast, in celebration of International Guitar Month, Pete Townsend of The Who will join us.
Pete went deep with us into his relationship with the guitar and with music in general. The new Broadway version of Tommy. He clarified the status and the future of The Who and much, much more.
Sound Up with Mark Goodman and Alan Light, the only music podcast that matters. Get it on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.